Fabiano, there were five very quick draws actually today in the second round here in Norway, but I think yours might have been the most interesting. How do you look back at this game with Shach?
It was very interesting for some time. There was a lot of calculation involved, and I don't know how well we played, but I think we were handling the complications pretty well, and then he surprised me quite a bit with d5. I think it's sort of a panicky move. I mean, he can play rook g4. It remains very messy, but I think you should go for it and we'll kind of weather the storm, the attack that White has. And after d5, I just had a very good ending, and like the first move I made, rook a5, was just a blunder. h5, king c1, some move like that, White has chances to win. It's still a mess because Black will always have passed pawns on the king side potentially, but definitely winning chances and maybe even good ones. And rook a5, just a terrible blunder when I got up from the board and walked away for a bit, and then suddenly I hit me that rook g2, and I had been looking at rook g2, but kind of like I was looking mainly at h5, and after rook g2, rook h2 was just a waste of time for Black, and so I sort of discarded it, and then I discarded it for all other variations I started to look at after that. So then I thought rook a5 is clever because now instead of playing a3 to clear the back rank, I'll play a4 and gain some time. And I thought, rook a5, clever move, and it looked very nice. And then I realized that rook g2. Okay.
You realized it while you were away from the board already, or?
Yeah, I just walked away for a second, and then suddenly rook g2 kind of flashed in my mind, and I was like, it was okay. And then I was kind of mentally prepared when I came back to the board to play a4 and h5 and at least not lose the game.
Mm-hmm. All right. And is it hard to play against the Petrov that has been your main defense weapon as Black yourself in recent months?
Oh, it's a tough opening. It's a good opening. So yeah, it is kind of tough to play against it, but the line he played also gave me good chances to get a fighting position, so I wasn't too unhappy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you said that yesterday's loss was basically a little bit of the same, based on one big mistake. I assume that was the rook c7 move.
Yeah, I was somehow.
How did you get to that decision then?
I was somehow not functioning. I felt like I was under some slight pressure, but if I had kind of kept a clear head and played, for example, queen a6, I'm really not under much pressure. Okay, he's more comfortable, obviously, but after queen a6, he might be obliged to go back, rook d1, queen a5, and try a different move. And rook c7 was just pure panic. It was based on basically no calculation. I just kind of saw my queen gain active and thought something. And I realized that it was a very bad position, but then it was already too late. I was a bit surprised that he allowed bishop e2 because I thought queen c3 was maybe more unpleasant to face, and then maybe I had some chances in a mess, but I didn't have enough time, so everything kind of went wrong in that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you played on quite a bit, but according to Magnus, he said he would have done the same. He wasn't playing very safely or securely himself, so he thought it was fully justified. You played on for quite a bit, but what was your take on that? Was there also some psychology involved there, or was it simply that you still thought there was still a tiny chance?
No, I mean, I put my chances pretty close to zero. But there are, of course, ways to mess it up for White. I mean, there are still matrix potentially. Okay, when he won the third pawn, I think before that there was no reason to resign because there's still some calculation that White has to do to win. I mean, he doesn't have to play g3, but he has to calculate a few things. Either some queen endings where he's 2 pawns up, but they're not 100% simple. But I was just hoping that maybe it wouldn't be so easy for him to make progress, and this h5 and where I get f3 I thought was a little bit messy. Although I noticed that also instead of g3, queen g3 is also completely winning, and just mathematically winning, so very simple, straightforward calculation. What he did was also winning in a very straightforward way. So, but okay, I should keep playing if there are still mistakes he can make, and even with 3 pawns up, there's still you can blunder a stalemate. I mean, I wasn't really hoping for it, but I figured on. And it's not exactly like I was spending much time on my moves, so
Right.
the last like 10 moves probably took 2 minutes or so.
Okay, thanks a lot.